All right, we are live,
Hell yeah, brother.
and we're in a brand new year too. So, a couple of hot things
Two,
right off the gate there.
2024.
Whoa, 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 whoa! You're living in the future, bro. You're way ahead of us out there.
I clearly kind of got you for half a second. And I
No,
was
you
like,
did. I was about to repeat it too. I was like, all right, 2024, and then I was like, whoa,
I
nope.
actually honestly did have kind of a couple moments before New Year's where I was like, was this 2022 or 2023 or 21? I don't know. This is like probably stuff I shouldn't admit to.
Dude, it's whatever, man. At this year, I'm just gonna be laying it all on the table, dude. Wear my heart on the sleeve. You know what I mean? I don't need to be acting like I'm smarter than I am or something, bro. It is what it is. Let's be honest.
Dude, this is the year I'm gonna stop being a habitual liar about
Yeah.
it.
That's actually that's one of my like main, not the habitual liar thing, but one of my main like resolution kind of things is just trying to be a little bit more earnest person. Just like in all my interactions with the people around me and in general. So
That honestly rocks, dude. I've been struggling a little bit lately with just like being earnest and kind of enthusiastic generally because
mhm.
I feel like the risk you run into is like being kind of upbeat or like outgoing or just generally kind of a positive person. Um,
Yeah.
it's like tough and kind of painful because like a lot of the time the outside world is just like fuck you.
Oh yeah, it's just
Um,
trying to crush you like an ant.
Yeah, and so you want to do the thing where you're like, whatever, I'm not gonna stick my neck out anymore. And I've kind of been on that page a little bit
Mhm.
lately, just like goddamn. But
That's a
no,
comfortable
it's
place to be, man, because it is like you're
yeah,
saying, like you go out there and you're like, you know what, today's gonna be a good day. It's a nice temperature. I started off on a good side of the bed. I prayed and feeling good about things. You're gonna go out into the world and conquer it. And then you go out and it's like you realize that you accidentally left your car unlocked and some jackass opened your door and went through all your shit, threw all the
yeah,
stuff in your fucking glove box in your back seat. Then you like hit a pothole or two on the way to work. Someone almost cuts you off in traffic, and you're just like, man, dude, today went downhill quick.
yeah, just having a fucking dog shit day.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
hard,
But
man. The world wants to get you down, and I think that that's kind of one of my main focuses is trying to not let it this year. Really, I mean, I know that's a vague thing. New Year's resolutions are always like, I don't know. It's like you don't need to choose the first of the year to start trying a new thing or whatever. So it's a little bit like goofy, but I think that the end of the year and the start of a new year is kind of a good time just for general recollection
mhm.
and introspection and just kind of it's the end of a cycle and the starting of a new one, and those are good times to kind of just see what happened within that, how you want to engage with the world going forward. And so I think that while there are some kind of cliches around New Year's resolutions, I do think it's a good thing to sit down and like you know think about how you want to live your life going forward, and recollect just how you're feeling about things and where you're at.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I mean, speaking of just like earnestness, I think that like the kind of I don't know, the kind of like dismissiveness around New Year's resolutions is like kind of shitty. And it's just any excuse to kind of like have kind of like a benchmark of like, oh, I've come this far in my life, and all that's good shit, and
Right.
we shouldn't reject that stuff. Certain, especially not for just like stupid bullshit like fucking just like not wanting to engage in cliches or something. Like
Hmm.
that's fucking dumb. New Year's resolutions are a good opportunity. Literally any opportunity is good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, my personal resolution. I mean, I think being earnest is always good. But my personal resolution that I kind of decided on was, I kind of identified that goal setting can be a tricky art form
Hmm.
because you can really get really nebulous about the shit, and then suddenly you're like holding yourself to these 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 goals that are totally unachievable because they don't have any definition.
Yeah.
And so then really it's worse than nothing. And this is like a critique of resolutions that I will engage in. Like, it's worse than nothing because you didn't really actually like define what you were going for. You just clearly defined what the failure state of it is for
Yeah.
you. And so then you're just going to discourage yourself. You're going to feel like shit. So what I did this year is my resolution is really simple because it's the simplest I can make it, and it's gonna affect the most things. I'm just gonna get up at the exact same time every fucking day, with
Nice.
with zero exception.
Nice.
And I'm actually ramping up a little bit because I haven't been working a job that I needed to get up particularly early for. So I was slacking a bit, starting to get up much too late. There were a couple days this month where I got out of bed at like 10 o'clock, and that's disgusting to
me. Yeah, dude.
It's too much. So I'm ramping it up a little bit, but I'm starting out fucking 8 a.m. I'm fucking out of bed. And then I think by next month I want to be hitting like 7, and I'll probably stay at 7 for quite a while.
8 is a nice number to start at, dude. So I started last year like working outside at a job where I had to go in real early, just because of the sunlight and weather and stuff. So I would go in and I could get up around 5:00, 5:30 in the morning, which at first was like really difficult and sucked. But once I got switched to that schedule and I was going to bed around like 9:30 or 10, waking up like 5:30, I really came to like it. Like, I don't know that. I think my ideal schedule would be like getting up around 6:30 or 7 and getting in bed around 10:30, 11. That's kind of like, that's my sweet spot. But yeah, it's a good thing to switch over to being like not really a morning person, but just kind of like being up with the world, like being up with the sun. When the sun's up, you're up, and when it's down, you're about to go to sleep. I think it just seems like a little bit more in touch life with just how the world operates as a whole.
Yeah. I think I remember there was a job where I worked nights, and it was a really, really social job. And it was like service industry, a lot of socializing, but I was actually like, it was one of the most socially alienating times in my life, just because when I'm up and out and fully going, right, like just my full energy rhythm, everybody's asleep, everybody's gone, everybody's out, and it's really alienating. It's like living like a fucking vampire, dude.
It's really hard to work an overnight job. I did a temporary job where I worked overnight, and like doing some overnight cleaning and stuff like that. And you can get your sleep schedule switched over, but at no point in time is your body like, this is right and normal. Like, you're gonna feel out of whack, sleeping throughout the day, like, and getting up and being up all night. And like you're saying, when you go out and about, you go to the store or whatever, there's like no one there, which can be nice because it's like, you're not dealing with hustle and bustle, but at the same time it is alienating. You're like, it feels like you're up before the world or something like that, but like, you're not going to be watching the world wake up with you because you got to go to sleep soon. So you're just kind of always in that weird limbo period.
Yeah, it sucks. And I don't know, it makes you depressed, I think.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that the like natural circadian rhythm of like light and dark and sleeping and rising and stuff with the sun, I think that's important for health. I mean, I'm not a doctor or nothing, but
it makes me think of that fucking Huberman guy that's really big right now, who's like always talking about fucking. Oh man, I'll send you a link to him.
Is he the dude that has like a long beard and hair? Or no? There's some.
I don't
there's
know if
some
he has
like
a long beard.
Is he older?
He's older. He has like a buzz cut, I think.
Okay, this is not who I was thinking of. I was thinking of some like health guru guy, that's like kind of like this butthole sunning kind of thing.
Oh no, none of that. This guy is kind of like the latest kind of Manosphere guy.
Okay, well, similar, but you said none of that. But
yeah.
It's in the same ballpark, kind of.
It's kind of all pretty similar. But yeah, dude, it fucking his whole thing is just like fucking get up in the morning and get sunlight in your eyes, and it's like It actually does work pretty well.
I mean, that's just common sense. That's where
Yeah,
a lot of the
it
shit
is,
that, like,
it is literally just common sense, to be fair.
like a
But
lot
he
of the
just
manosphere stuff ends up being that. Like the stuff that you're like, well, I mean, there's actually some truth to it. It's like, yeah, it's just people that are like being able to say shit that, like, we've gotten so fucked up in the society we live in to where like someone can just come and say like, hey man, get up into the and get out in the sun a little bit. And that's like
right,
people can be like, holy shit, this dude's like a guru. We need to like listen to him.
dude.
And
Holy
then next thing you
shit!
know,
What?
he's telling you like, fucking don't wear underwear or whatever, which is fine. Like, I that's a vibe. Or he's telling you don't do like, sun your butthole, stuff like that. So there's a weird kind of thing there. It's like you get into that realm and there's some kernel of truth and it's just common sense that people actually need to hear. Like, yeah, get out and be in the sun. Stop hiding in a fucking cave. Like, go out and be in the world. Um, but it's a shame that like we have to get it. Feel like we have to go to like manosphere type people to get that common sense.
Yeah, well, I mean that also like the fact that it's like such a fucking low set bar just because people are just living in a way that's just incredibly whack
Mm-hmm.
um, means that you just, I mean, you say like you say just like a couple really basic common sense things, and then you just like sneak a bunch of shit in like Trojan horse style.
Yeah.
Like up until this point, they're really obvious, and you totally know what I'm fucking segueing into right now. But like the obvious example of this up until this point has basically been like Jordan Peterson of just like, oh man, like I started understanding that it's good to make my bed in the morning
Yeah.
and have like a clean space, and now for some reason I'm like viciously in favor of like end of history liberalism.
Yes.
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
But I mean fucking Andrew Tate, right?
Mm-hmm,
That actually ended up being a horrible segue.
You're like, who's just like Jordan Peterson? Andrew Tate.
Right. Well, to be fair, there's something to that. Just because they're like the same
Yeah.
products,
And they make their money off the same alienated male individuals.
Yeah, 100%, exactly. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So let's just go back. Let's run it back on Andrew Tate. He's what? He's a UFC fighter or something. He was.
Yeah, we were just talking about him briefly before we started.
He's a womanizer. Like he's like a pickup artist kind of manosphere guy. Is that his thing?
Yeah, he's. I think he's a kickboxer.
Okay.
And he is, one of these kind of like male chauvinist things going on.
Real hot right now.
He's a lifestyle influencer.
Sure.
I guess his big claim to fame lately is that he's the most Googled person in the world.
Because a lot of people like me are like, who the fuck is this guy we keep hearing about?
Yeah, well, I had never fucking even heard of this guy until like, I guess we talked about it on FedPost a little bit because he got banned, right? And
yeah,
so we talked about that for like half a second.
I think that started the whole chain of events that led to where we're at now.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree. I think. Yeah, I don't know. And so he has this thing. I believe it's called Hustlers University, and it's and it's you pay him money, like a subscription. I think it might be a one-time purchase. I don't know. I don't really give a shit about how he's monetized, but and it's basically just like I think it's like a Discord server that you go into and talk to people that are going to teach you courses on how to fucking, I don't know, run an Amazon business or
like how to hustle.
Yeah, and it's stupid shit, right? And
that's so good.
And it's people that don't understand that like you can just learn tons of shit on the internet without spending any money.
Yeah, and the fact that they don't understand that like the hustle that's actually occurring is them giving the money for that.
Like, well, right. No, I mean that's a pretty good point. Yeah, so it's yeah, I don't know. And then he's generally just like really opulent and really into ostentatious displays of his wealth.
Money, hoes, and clothes.
Yep. He's fucking cringe.
Yeah.
And he's definitely like a degenerate.
And you got to say, like, the people that are into this guy are pretty fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Um,
I've been
I
hearing some
guess.
speculation about him being gay, perhaps. That's something
Well,
that.
have you heard his voice?
Nah.
He sounds like a character from like Revenge of the Nerds, dude. Like he's got like kind of a nasally, kind of high pitch. Honestly, just like watch like a video of him.
I'll check. I've seen a photo of him, and I feel like I can pick up his entire energy and like ambiance just based on a photo of him.
Yeah, he's got
Like
a weak chin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The guy's fucking weird. I guess fucking girl boss Greta had a little beef with him, and so then you had a crossover of just like all the most annoying people on the internet fighting each other.
Yeah. So what is this? The Greta beef again?
He's bragging about his and this is like normie boomercon tier shit of like,
oh, it's fine.
this is like the like guy eats steak, got a problem with that level of shit.
Yeah.
It's him being like, I have all these fucking cars, fucking, and then he asks Greta, trying to get her with that.
That's so crazy. Like, what is that? You go out, you're like, man, I got a lot of cars. How should I tell people about this? You know what? I'm gonna at Greta Thunberg on Twitter real quick and tell her to go fuck herself.
Bro, this is like kind of his whole fucking thing in a way. Really, like, it's pretty embarrassing. And then Greta, with the most woman on the internet response ever, is just like, you have a small penis. But like in some like annoying Reddit way.
Isn't Greta a child?
She's like 19 now, I think.
Okay.
So I feel like there's no creepy way of me saying, actually, she's 19.
Actually, she turned 18 3 months ago, bro.
Fucking Q Steely Dan. So like
K19 monologue.
I knew you would like that. But so yeah, no, but she does it in some like annoying Reddit speak way of being like, forward your email to tinydickenergy
oh fuck
gmail.com. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, just nut up and say he's got a small dick, girl. Like, you know what I mean?
It's a woman posting an L online for real. But honestly, she's probably less irritating than Andrew Tate is.
Yeah, at this point. I mean, at this point, I haven't even heard of anything. If you're in on Greta Thunberg, like, you're stuck in 2014 or something, dude. So, like, I don't know.
It feels like it was 2014.
Dude, when was it?
Like,
it was like more recent?
What
the
fuck?
What the fuck? Oh, hell. Time, dude. Man, the deluge really has shit so fucked up.
The deluge, indeed.
Like, I feel like I've seen this whole girl grow up in front of my eyes. Like, you know what I mean?
True. It's like she's everyone's daughter, Greta.
Just sweet little autistic niece.
Sweet little autistic, moralizing NGO Cylon cyborg person. Yeah, dude. So Andrew Tate, I don't know. He got arrested for human trafficking and rape, which I'm seeing like a lot of people are like being truthers on and straight up.
Oh my
like,
god,
this shit was faked, dude.
They framed him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why would they frame him though? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that him being like the guy that he is, like being the Manosphere guy, is enough to get people like an international operation to frame him for human trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, okay, hear me out here, because I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. He is like a symbol for like the boogeyman meta narrative that we have in the West of just being like, international finance and like and just global capitalism isn't our problem. The actual problem is chuds.
Yeah,
and like in your sexist cousin.
Yeah,
and again, all of these people are incredibly fucking irritating, but like the psyop to turn them into like terrorists is really bad, and he does represent that. To be fair,
all right, I'll give you that. I don't know if he's the main representer of it though. Is he? Like, I feel like you would go after someone.
He's the most Googled man.
Oh yeah,
in the world.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, again, all I'm saying is the idea that it could be faked. I'm like I say about all this shit, right? I'm not in the habit of denying anything anymore,
No.
right? But I mean, isn't it all surprising that this guy gets picked up for human trafficking and rape? No, it's like that is comically the least surprising thing that could happen.
No, literally. Like when I heard he got arrested, I was like, "What did he get arrested for? Like rape or something?" Like I feel like that's got to be what it was. And I looked it up, and I saw that it was rape, but I didn't know about the human trafficking until you told me earlier. Which is even like, I mean, obviously, if you're raping people, like I feel like that's basically involved with human trafficking. You know what I mean?
Well, I was just gonna say too. I feel like, and I'm not even like criticizing like the label of human trafficking, but the label of human trafficking does seem to kind of encompass a lot of shit.
You said I'm not criticizing the label, but the label.
Well, no. Like if I was gonna be like and genuinely criticizing a label, I'd be like, women need to calm down with PTSD.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Yeah.
Because it's like because there's no middle ground between like I saw my friend get ripped in half in war and being like my ex-boyfriend was rude to me. Right?
Yeah.
Whereas you know I'm just merely pointing out human trafficking seems like a pretty large spectrum.
Yeah.
All of it bad.
Sure.
All of it bad.
Yeah. You don't want to cut yourself on that spectrum.
Yeah. No, I have nothing to do with this spectrum. But yeah, bro. So, yeah. So,
Man,
I mean,
shit, dude. So he's involved in like Taken kind of rings, like that kind of situation.
Yeah. Well, I think he trafficked Liam Neeson's daughter.
Oh,
No,
dude, those
that didn't
Belarusian
happen.
ass dudes, and they're up to no good never. People from that region are just overall questionable.
Honestly, dude, that region just scares me.
Yeah, dude. Those dudes are dastardly over there, bro.
Dude, straight up, they're dastardly pilled for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Andrew Tate the fucking faggot, and he got taken out. Another one bites the dust, dude.
Someone should come on here though and pill us on the fact that it could be all an op, that it could just be a false flag.
I'm 100% open to having someone. I'm well. Okay. Okay. All right. I don't know if I'm open to the idea of having someone come on and like give me the case for Andrew Tate because that sounds fucking annoying.
In defense of Andrew Tate.
Yeah, but I am open to the idea that this is all a psyop because
Oh yeah.
because even if it's not explicitly a psyop, it's still a psyop, you know?
The whole fucking charade is, everything about him, the spectacle entirely is. So, and this is just one part of it.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know how it'd be.
So yeah, we're tapped in. We got our finger on the pulse over here.
We're tapped in. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot else to say about him. I mean, he's like, I don't know. The Manosphere. Okay, all right. The Manosphere stuff. The Manosphere stuff is offensive to me.
Yeah.
Because I think that like the crisis going on with masculinity is like an easy thing to make fun of for normies, but it's like an authentic thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like just how like this is totally an unhinged comparison, but I'm lazy enough to still just make it.
Oh, I'm excited.
Just like how landlords are basically like people that are making their living off of selling water to people dying of thirst.
Yeah.
Like these are that is a deranged comparison.
Andrew Tate's selling game to these people who are dying of no game.
They're dying of no pussy, bro.
Yeah.
No, but like you know what I mean? Like it's like they're selling like a false consciousness to people.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, like you're a man and you feel alienated and like it's not you and it's not your fucking masculinity and it's not like there is something wrong and like in having guidance and good meaningful advice in a sea of horrible anti-life advice that like that our fucking anti-human culture gives people like there's like that's good and at the very fucking least like these are fucking vulnerable people you know you're taking advantage of vulnerable fucking people dude. This is like payday loans for dudes
that aren't getting pussy, right? Payday pussy loans.
Holy shit.
And so I think it's fucking contemptible, dude.
I mean, dude,
I think it's the same kind of thing with Jordan Peterson, where I'm just like, as far as any clear political values for me go, it's just like liberalism and the consensus of liberalism is like a fucking horrible nightmare that's consuming the world and is like making all of us impotent to change anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so Peterson's like a threat in that way, but there's something really, really especially contemptible about someone like Tate in a way that even the Petersons of the world kind of fail to get.
Yeah, I mean, people need help. Like, you know what I mean? There is a crisis of masculinity. There's a crisis of femininity. There's a crisis on every fucking level across the board right now because we're living in a nation in decline. And, like, when you have that going on, people are flailing. People are just groping around in the dark looking for some kind of help. People need honest, true help. People need Jesus, bro. They don't need Andrew Tate. They don't need Jordan Peterson. They need real, honest, good direction. They need help. They need real role models, and they don't need these fucking sick fucks that come along and take advantage of them, like you're saying. They don't need Andrew Tate to come along and sell them some completely false bill of goods so they can keep being absolute pieces of shit, never develop any real social skills, never actually be able to get the end goal of what they're hoping they can get by paying into the Hustlers Union or whatever the fuck. They're never going to actually...
Hustlers University. Dude, Hustlers Union is like something that like Hassan Piker would do.
Yo, fuck! Dude, he really should. He really should.
Yeah.
He could.
Yeah, it would either be Hustlers... Yeah, that also just reminds me that like because I just have to point out like another example of this stuff is just like I'm in crisis because everyone's in crisis and I need some products to self-actualize. That's just what transgender is, dude. Like that's just what that shit is, dude.
And it's just like the Andrew Tate thing and the Manosphere thing. They, through their like solutions, are creating the problem so they can continue to sell these false solutions to them. And like they're gonna give them more gender dysphoria so they can sell them more fucking hormones. They're in more fake titties or whatever the hell, and they're gonna give them, they're gonna give dudes crippling social anxiety talking to women or like terrible rude things to say to women so they never get pussy, so they keep coming back to Andrew Tate. And then you know what? Eventually they're gonna end up paying up to Andrew Tate, not just for his hustlers class, but they're gonna end up buying some pussy from him because he actually sells that too, apparently.
That's true, dude. That's called vertical integration, dude.
Yeah, bro.
So just straight up, I've said this for a while, and I'll say it again. And honestly, this is a topic where we were planning on. Well, I guess we'll see how it goes. I'm assuming we're gonna stick with the plan, but we'll see how talkative we get. But we're planning on recording on recording a shorter one today.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess won't be a shocker to anybody listening because they can see how fucking long the episode is. But so having said that, like this is actually a topic that I want to fucking I want to touch upon again soon.
Yeah,
this is something that I'm fucking very interested in. And I've said this for a while, and I'll say it again. If you fucking buy into these ideologies and shit, like. You'll come all the way back around to just like I want to figure out a good way of saying this. If you fully buy into these fucking ideologies, which people can make the case that it's for self-improvement, and there are aspects of it that are like that, and I think that stuff is largely good, right? But as far as like the pickup artist kind of aspects of it go, like bro, by the end of it, you're gonna fucking hate women, and why would you even want to fucking be around one in the first place? Like, I mean, maybe a lot of these guys are really straightforward, just about like, no, marriage is a fucking trap, and I don't want anything to do with something like that. And I mean, I guess sure, right? I mean, I think that's, I genuinely think that that's like a fucking degenerate, like simple way of like
100%. That's fucked up, bro.
And it's not fulfilling. Like I think like a good, meaningful life is building your life, building a life that doesn't revolve around yourself, right?
100%.
But yeah, I mean, it's just the. I know a few people who are kind of into a lot of this manosphere stuff that do have the intention of getting married and meeting a wife, starting a family. And it's like, and for them, I would say, like, dude, what's the fucking point at this point, dude? Because like, I don't know that you even have the tools to construct like a positive image of women at all,
Yes.
right? And like, I love my fiance. I like hanging out with my fiance. She's like, she's a cool person. I respect her intellectually, right? I also understand that like there's certain things that like you literally can't you can't expect women to like really get,
and
right?
vice versa. Yeah,
And vice versa, right? Like there are
that's the beauty
just,
of
like,
it.
there's a lot of things that like women are just like fucking retarded about, but there's a lot of things that men are retarded about, right? You know, maybe not as many. I'm just kidding.
I mean, not for me
or
at
maybe,
least.
or maybe I'm not. Yeah.
Women will never know.
I mean, it's just what's the fucking point? You know, honestly, it kind of reminds me of like when I was dating, like you know, you got to kind of play it cool, right? You got to kind of play it cool because desperation is a terrible look, right? But like half the time, like I feel like if I'm affecting, needing to just like really play it cool, then it's like the kind of fake it till you make it shit happens where I actually just genuinely stop giving a shit and I like I'm not even interested in the girl anymore anyways.
I mean, I think it feels good to receive direct communication from people, especially in like romantic endeavors. So you know, I mean, it helps to confirm for the other person if they have thoughts or questions about where you're at in your relationship or how things are going. To where like I think that a more straightforward
instead of just like
approach,
playing games like a fucking psycho.
Yeah, than like a maniac. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like that's what my whole problem is with like a lot of the pickup artist stuff is like. Dude, I'm not trying to trick the people around me into wanting to be with me, bro. Like, what are we doing?
You guys are like con artists for the pussy, dude. What is going on?
Like, I want to find someone I vibe with in like a genuine way and pursue that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to show up to a bar at late hours and try to trick some woman into going home with me. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a healthy way of looking at people.
You know those situations you get into where, like, right from the beginning, you're kind of just like, yeah, I mean, the smart part of me knows that this shit isn't going to work out, you know? Like, this isn't getting off on the right foot. I can sense some red flags right out of the gate, but against my better judgment, I'm going along with it, right? Like, I just had that with this shitty fucking job situation that I quit that I was telling you about, right? And we're just fucking like, right off the bat, right? Like, I'm one of the only men. There's fucking red flags. Just a lot of red flags. I'm just like, this is a bad scene, right?
Yeah.
But you stick it out, and then it's like fucking the end is written into the beginning, and it finally happens, and you're like, okay. I mean, I guess I should have just trusted myself. And it's like that. It's like that with this kind of stuff you're talking about, where you're kind of just like, it's like you're a fucking con artist to get pussy, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, if you're needing to basically like be dishonest and mislead people to like get a relationship going with them, it's not really gonna work out.
You're gonna end up so much further away from like where you want to be than where you were when you started, because you put up such a false thing you have to fight through to even get to anything genuine.
Well, and then you're fucking setting yourself up to have a bunch of fucking problems that you didn't have in the first place.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's so fucked up, man. It's like these people are in a grave, and like Andrew Tate sells them a fucking shovel to get out. You know what I mean? Like, no, they just get themselves even deeper in it, and it's just, I don't know. That's how all this stuff is. All lifestyle influencers in general, dude, are fucking scum, dude.
That shit's satanic, dude. I don't
lifestyle
care
influencers are class enemies, bro, and satanic, demonic entities.
Dude, straight up, it's both of them, dude. And like, I don't care if it's fucking AOC doing makeup tutorials or fucking Andrew Tate fucking telling you to not respect roasties. It's all fucking, it's all degenerate in like the same way.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Andrew Tate's degenerate in some distinct ways also, but yeah, dude, I don't know.
It's just so predatory. Like, I think that's a lot of like, that's what makes me so upset with it is that, yeah, we are in an area and in a era where we're living in such a way that people are at the end of their wits and people are reaching for connection, and they have a hard time with it because people are alienated and people are working their asses off and not living fulfilled lives. And everyone's hurting, and then someone just comes around and it's like, I'm just going to take full advantage of this person because I'm a jackass, and it'll make me look cool and help me get more money. Yeah, that's demonic behavior. Like that is evil behavior. um you don't have to do that. You could be a better person. I really hope that for these people, honestly. Like, I hope that, like, one day, like, Andrew Tate or someone like that can just, like, have a overwhelming moment of just understanding how caught up in themselves they are, and then be sickened by it and work to change themselves for the better. I would love
Yeah,
that to
I
happen.
definitely hope that someday something happens to Andrew Tate for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, really, I don't even want to go that far because I don't fucking give a shit. Like, ultimately, like, it's not like he's like doing aesthetic heavy lifting for like the fucking faction that hates him, that's actively making everything in the world worse.
Mhm.
He just, like, in his own right. You know what I mean? Like, how everything is kind of connected in one thing.
Yes.
Like, and Andrew Tate is a rare example of just something that, on its own merits, is bad. Not
Mhm.
because it has like some part to play in this fucking like psychotic.
But it does, though, because he's the fucking scavenger, dude. Like,
Oh, no,
you
you're
need
right,
those
you're
scavengers to crop up when the system creates those fucking voids of people in need like that. It creates these dudes are the ones that make the market and fill it there. Like, and then that is a whole other part of the machine going forward.
And he reifies a lot of basic
Yeah.
premises. You know. Okay, yeah, I spoke to Sim. I was trying to give Andrew Tate too much credit.
Trying to give him an out.
Trying to give him an out, but it can't be done. I'm sorry, Andy. I'm sorry, buddy.
Next episode we'll go over a defense of Andrew Tate and all the ways he's badass. But this episode we're gonna tear him down.
Yeah, we're gonna flip flop actually. Once like enough epic dissident right people give us a hard time.
Yeah.
It seems like people pretty uniformly dislike him.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's one of those people that I imagine meeting him in real life. Like, just imagine you're at a social setting and he's there with you, and it's like 12 people. No one in that room is gonna like that guy.
No one in that room's gonna be comfortable.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's gonna be like, dude, what's happening in here?
Dude, what is this guy, dude? What the fuck? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of how, like, Charles Manson read How to Win Friends and Influence People in prison.
Yeah.
Like, that's that. I'm not gonna fully unpack that. That's just what this reminds me of.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Maybe Andrew Tate will get out of prison and, like, murder some famous director's wife.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, so, all right, the other thing we were going to talk about, I want you to lead this one, because I actually know very little about this shit, because this is the kind of topic that I never really generally take the time to look into, because we've heard this story like 1,000 fucking times in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, honestly, whenever I try to put a number to how long just, like, the Trump hijinks has been going on, it's like, holy shit, dude. Like,
yeah.
I'm fucking old, dude.
It feels like the Greta thing, bro. You're like, this has been going on for fucking 20 years now. What the hell?
You like look back, Greta's like 70 years old. You're like, oh my god, this is not my beautiful house.
Yeah. Donald Trump's like 590. You're like, how is he alive? Is this fucking like
what is
Methuselah? Yeah, bro. So Donald Trump, I guess that's what you're leading us into, is his tax returns thing.
Yeah, the breaking bombshell. The orange man is finished.
The bombshell to end all bombshells. So yeah,
I mean,
dude,
hopefully it'll end these fucking bombshells, because I'm tired of them.
Well, here's the thing. I think that it might a little bit, and this is actually an optimistic take I have.
Shit. Real
in
shit.
that, yeah, and I didn't have this until about 25 minutes ago when I was Googling about Trump's tax returns, just to get a little bit better information.
So this is a breaking take.
Yeah, this is breaking take for me. The information's not really breaking, but so
that's how people. We're members of the commentariat. That's what people are tuning in for. So this is breaking.
This is breaking right here. This is breaking in the sense that, like, your coworkers telling you what the news, like, what's going on in your town. That's how breaking this is. And so Donald Trump, they put his tax returns out. We all know they've been, like, wanting to do that for, like you said, feels like 40 years. Like, it's been so long since the very beginning of him running for president. They're like, put out his tax returns, blah blah blah.
He's a crook.
Yeah, they think he's a crook, and, like, I don't know, if they put out his tax returns, they're going to catch him in some crime or something and then be able to lock him up, or something like that. I guess is the idea behind it, because like I don't know, I can't believe they're just trying to show that he's like, look, this is a shady businessman, because obviously he's a shady businessman. That's what he made his whole thing on, and he
Well,
brought
yeah, I
up
mean, it was the whole fucking thing. It was the whole fucking thing of like we got the answer to this in the fucking debate against Hillary,
literally.
where she's like, you're dirty on your taxes, and he's like, yeah, I am, and I'm not gonna try to do an impression, but he's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah.
I am, and like I pay you guys, and you make it work for me, and I've given a lot of money to you and all your friends. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's like, you know, if you want that to be different, you gotta change the tax code, right? That is like kind of his whole thing, and that's like why people loved him. People fucking loved him because they're like, yeah, we know he's a scumbag businessman. Like he's
Yeah, I
making
mean, to be
millions
fair,
of
that was
dollars.
like it was incredibly based.
Yeah, and then he says, yeah, I'm a scumbag businessman, but guess what? Y'all didn't do a damn thing to stop me, and you were the ones that were supposed to. Yeah, that's fucking based, you know. And so I don't know. I can't believe that they were just trying to bring him up to be like, look, he did shady things, but in my mind, I feel like they were trying to get some big bombshell where it's like maybe he did something illegal and they can like catch him in it. But if that was the case, then they would have already indicted him. It wouldn't just be on his tax return. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
anyway, they put out his tax returns, and sure enough, it's fucking nothing. Like we could have told you, like everyone knew, like the world knew. It's literally exactly what he was saying to Hillary. The
Yeah.
first articles that came out about it a few days ago were like, Donald Trump's tax returns show us everything we thought they would. Like he didn't pay his fair share, and then you like click in and you read, and you just see like, oh well, he only paid $750 in taxes in 2020. He only paid X amount in 2018. He paid 1 million in 2017, but he should have paid way more. This, that, the other. But he did all these things in legal ways and through loopholes.
Yeah.
Oh no
Which is
shit,
what we
really?
knew all along after he said the thing that I just
Yes.
said.
And so we're like, whoa, so you're proving his point for him all of a sudden. And then like you're like, okay, well that doesn't even seem damning to me at all. That just seems like we have fucked up tax code. And obviously, billionaires or millionaires or whatever, people that much money should be paying their fair share of taxes if we're going to have this tax system and everything. Like, they should pay their fair share. They shouldn't have loopholes where they pay less than us, yada, yada. That's not the argument, though. Like, we already know that that's what's happening. So, what are you trying to show me with these tax returns? What they actually showed was just the ineptitude of the government, and they showed how set up the government is to just provide these loopholes for these crooks like Donald Trump and like every other businessman in the fucking United States and in the global like world beyond that operate multinational companies that don't pay taxes here in the United States. He basically just said, "Hey, look, the game is being played the way that we have it set it up to play, and yeah, the regular people are getting fucked." And now you look at the articles from today, we're seeing CNN opinion: Trump's tax returns are much ado about nothing. Politico: Trump's tax returns show
that we're gay.
yeah, basically that. And like Trump's tax returns show he paid lower rate than most filers, but that's nothing. And then you have now from Politico opinion: the House should not have released Donald Trump's tax returns. They're like, oh shit. They're like, actually, it didn't help us.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like it's actually unintentionally fucking somebody over who's like, like some super rich person that like is one of the good guys is like, oh, actually, this is bringing some unwanted attention to me.
Yes.
Let's change the narrative on this.
Mm-hmm. It's like, let's get every other rich person's tax records. I mean, I'd like to see everyone's and then get public consciousness up about the fact that these people don't pay shit and they fucking like hollow us out and take all of our money and stuff like that every day and then pay no fair share to make sure we have good roads or education or healthcare. I'd love to put that out there, but like the push that it was just for Donald Trump, don't give a fuck about anyone else, and then just being absolutely nothing like everyone knew, and then them now backpedaling to being like, maybe we shouldn't have done it. Turns out this is a bunch of a lot of ado about nothing, and it turns out
actually we take it back, guys.
Yeah, he's actually just here we go. Here's one from the Hill. Trump tax returns raise alarms about fairness of U.S. tax code. It's like, yeah, no shit. Like that's literally all that could have come from this. And so, I don't know. It's funny. It's like, it seems like maybe this is one of those situations where it backfired and they're shooting themselves in the foot. And it's funny to see them actually putting out stuff where they're being like, yeah, we shot ourselves in the foot. We need to not do that.
Totally. It's just it's funny too because like I mean I think the tide is so obviously shifted against Trump,
Yeah.
kind of rapidly. Like midterms, midterms were what they were, and I think like his take that he had the other day of just being like fucking blaming abortion politics for the midterms, the midterm defeats was probably a fucking pretty decent point.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know, I go over for Christmas and I'm talking to my like boomer con dad, and he's like, "Don't like Trump anymore," and I'm like, and I like ask him, and he has like nothing reasons, right? He's just like, "Well, I think he was mean, and I think that," and keep in mind, like this is like a new thing for him to be saying, right? It's like I think he was mean. I think he got power hungry, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I mean, what do you?" Okay, I mean, what are you basing that on?
And some
Right?
breaking
I mean,
news.
these are. I mean, you're telling me vibes, right?
Can you tell me characteristics of this man that are obvious?
Yeah, well, and it's also just like it's like I mean, to point to actions. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
what did he do? What did he just do in the last month that made you think that he got too power hungry and that he was a bully, right?
Yeah.
And like it's nothing happened. It's just a psyop, right? And but I don't know, like it's like people are just fucking against him, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I mean I think it's probably fair because he kind of cucked out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean it's just funny given everything that's going on. It's like people already hate him, guys. Like you finally got his tax return. It's just funny. Like it's almost like it's like this is like years late.
Yes.
And like it's not even fucking necessary anymore, seemingly. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong, and people will like him. Maybe people just didn't like the the people in his coalition in the midterms. And maybe I'm just reading too much into it or something. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, you seem to agree.
I know things are turning around a little bit. I think that DeSantis is picking up some general steam. I think like I don't even know if we talked about it, but back before Christmas, DeSantis like started raising a lot of stuff about the vaccines, talking about we want to see the trial data, we want to see the effectiveness that was shown, we want to see how they've basically fast tracked this thing and usurped any type of regulation in order to get it out. And he basically started bringing up points like he wanted to kind of talk about the vaccine as it being a important part of the election, which is super tight for me. So I'm up on DeSantis a little bit more than I was, and we're even seeing like articles like in response to that, like from big publications saying, "Is 2024 going to be a election or a vaccine election?" So I think that that's pretty big. I think that like he's just kind of generating a little more heat right now, or a little bit more like just traction. Whereas Trump, like, I mean, them banning him off of everything really kind of just got him out of the mind's eye, and like it's hard to be successful in keeping anything going when you're completely banned like that off shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because we were just kind of talking earlier about how, like, yeah, it seems like Andrew Tate blew up more from, like, the deplatforming. But, like, like, what happened a few years ago with, like, the alt-right, like, really, in my mind, like, clearly demonstrated that, like, deplatforming... Well, okay, the alt-right, the election stuff, and Trump are, like, examples of, like, deplatforming literally just working. Completely. Yeah. And so, which is like an important lesson for people to take to heart, right? It's like, I don't know, just like the basic kind of like liberal platitude of just like, it's censorship. It doesn't even work, like the truth. We gotta follow the truth. And it's like, no, it literally does work. It's probably more effective than the truth. And
yeah. All I know is that I haven't heard a lot from Trump at all, or about him generally in the past like year almost. I did see a couple of like his announcements and stuff like that get filtered through the timeline or whatever, and I feel like I saw one kind of recently where he called Fauci something really funny that I really enjoyed, but I can't remember what it was now.
I'd like to see that because honestly, it's been a while since I like heard him say something like funny.
Yeah, no,
Um,
this. I saw some statement he made. It had to have been about a month ago or 3 weeks ago. I was literally just googling it to try to find it, but it was loaded with a couple of good like one-liners and like names he's made up for people, and it was cracking me up. And I was like, man, that's a good shit. Like back to that.
he's still pulling it off.
Yeah, I think he's still pulling off here and there. But he's not doing it in front of a wide enough audience. And I mean, dude's old as fuck. Everyone knows it. Everyone's like, his moment's past. People feel that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's the parallels to Bernie are
Oh yeah,
pretty apt in my opinion.
yeah,
Yeah, and honestly, I almost feel like I don't know, man. The stuff just like abandoning and betraying the January 6th people and just totally cucking out
yep.
on COVID stuff and stuff like that. I mean that is like Bernie level betrayal.
Hmm. And there are
So,
people who are going to never return to him and his faction after that. And I think that we're seeing a lot of that now. But yeah, I guess we are in a new year dealing with just the same old bullshit, right? DeSantis and Trump talk, Manosphere. Fuck.
yeah, I mean, time's a fucking flat circle. I'm never
Yeah.
gonna get out of this. I'm gonna fucking die in the same news cycle. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I don't know. As like DeSantis has gotten more attention, I feel like I've learned more about him that makes me less excited about him.
Oh, of course.
Having said that, he has been pretty based about COVID. So I
Yeah.
mean, and again, like I'm willing to be a single issue voter at least for a couple election cycles. I mean, as the one of us that actually votes, I'm willing to be a single issue voter about COVID.
Dude, listen, if
At
DeSantis
least
comes
for a while.
out and he's calling for tribunals and fucking investigations into like Pfizer and fucking BioNTech and all that shit, I'd vote for him.
Yeah.
I'd get out and register and shit. I'm not even registered. I'd figure it out though.
I'm not even registered, dude.
I'd get out there though and register or something. I guess you got to.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't even know the basic fundamentals of the American democracy at, like, at an individual level, but
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool actually. Voting's fucking dumb. I never got anything out of it in my life, so
yeah, I would though. I honestly would. I'd go out. I would spend my valuable time going out and figuring out, googling how to get registered, and I would go out there and vote for DeSantis if he like actually said something that seemed to be meaningful to me. And it's going to take more than just like a couple articles from Politico about is this going to be a vaccine election, and him like
right.
saying, oh, we should have vetted this more. I want like action, call to action stuff, and then maybe I'll support him. But
I mean, the guy is like the same pedigree as like most of the fucking establishment ghouls.
Yes.
And he's like viciously pro Israel. So I mean, you gotta kind of you gotta go in with a realistic view of the guy.
Yeah.
And I think that I definitely don't want to have like kind of a battered wife complex around COVID. You know what I mean? And to be honest, that's what being a single issue voter is.
Yeah, 100%.
And so, like I said, like maybe I'll have a couple go arounds of being a single issue voter, but like you can't just settle on that because you're going to be eating dog shit. That's how you end up just voting. That's how you just end up being like a 50-year-old vote blue no matter who lives.
Yeah, 100%.
So
your single issue is just they're not the color that I represent.
Yeah, exactly.
In that scenario. Yeah, it's a crapshoot, man. I think that it's probably just going to be DeSantis is going to like do this thing where he postures a little bit about COVID, but doesn't actually call to action for meaningful stuff. And then, like you're saying, people get to just kind of battered wife be like, I mean, he talked about COVID, like
Well, and also there's something to be said too for like especially like in the light of what Biden's strategy kind of very clearly was for the student loan forgiveness. Like, there's also just a strategy of like promising people the world and knowing that you're never gonna have to deliver it.
Oh, of course.
And like I Yeah. So.
I mean, I think it's based though that DeSantis is anti Disney, even though that's like a cultural battle thing. But
that shit was pretty based, honestly.
yeah, that was super based. He was like, "Y'all motherfuckers are paying taxes now. Get fucked." And they were like,
Totally.
"Whoa, how can you believe that he won't let us be inclusive in our movies?"
Whoa, based Nosball?
So yeah, I guess I'll keep an eye on see like what his deal is. He's gonna have to do something real to get me to actually get off my ass and vote, but
I think it's pretty safe to say though that he's going to be running in 24.
definitely, most definitely. I don't know what will. I guess they'll do Biden against him.
Dude, it's so fucking weird. Well, I mean, first of all, I lost my bet because I thought Biden was going to be like shuffled out by now.
Oh, yo, right. And Kamala Harris is not even going to be close to taking the reins. So,
bro, Kamala Harris isn't going to be elected dog catcher after this.
Yeah,
so,
bro. Like, she fucked it up so bad. I don't even know what happened, honestly.
I honestly really don't know either. It's like, you know, like when you want to like go up and say something badass to somebody and then you just like stammer and you're like, it's fucking over. This was like 4 years of stammering. And I'm not even talking about Biden.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro, fuck. We get enough of it from him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think they're just going to run the son of a bitch. I mean, I don't know. Who else would it be, dude? I mean, unless they're gonna do like a out of left field thing.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Stacey Abrams.
Oh my fucking god, bro!
I mean, it's over for her, right? Yeah. I mean, they like kept trying to make Stacey Abrams a thing.
No matter how many capes you put on her, she's not gonna win shit.
Yeah, well, and the fact, honestly, the big thing for me was just like when she really flip flopped hard on like police reform stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, yeah, dude. I mean, what are we even doing at this point? You know I mean? Like how many times can you reboot Ghostbusters before you're just like, I mean, the brand is just damaged, right? Like, you can't just flip. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, she never did anything besides losing, anyways. So, yeah, I mean, fuck it. And then Pete Buttigieg is like, I mean,
he's just out there riding trains or something, dude. Who knows what he's
fucking
doing?
Playing with his train set.
Playing with his fucking worm, probably, dude. Free.
His fucking worm, dude. Fucking, you know, taking up hospital beds for them to have their gay baby delivered.
Surrogate baby.
Why were they in a hospital? I don't know. Anyways.
They rented out a bed and bring it home for the photo op.
Fucking hyper real. Yeah, so I think it's just Biden, dude. I mean, unless they do some weird like Hail Mary, like at the 11th hour, someone you didn't see coming, they're holding their cards close and they
John Legend.
Oh no! Or they do like Michelle Obama.
Yeah, dude, that was okay. After the election, like immediately after the election this year. Or not this year, fuck. Whenever Biden was elected a couple years ago.
3 years ago?
Yeah. Immediately after the betting odds for the Democratic representative, Michelle Obama was the top, like the most favored. I don't know where they're at now.
That. Didn't someone say that to us like in an episode?
It might have been me.
That might have been you, honestly. Yeah, you're a gambling addict.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'd be willing to buy that. Though at the same time, like, didn't the Obamas just like kind of like go down like a lead balloon with their fucking Netflix?
I don't know. I don't know if it did good or if it did bad. I know that like Obama's got like podcasts and shit. I'm on
level with Obama now.
Yeah. We don't. Us and Obama, we basically do the same shit.
You and me are gonna do a live show in Flint, Michigan, where we like drink the water, and we're like, "Hey man, it seems fun to me."
Fuck. Oh man, I don't think I'll actually do that. I'd bring a bottle of water.
Well, you know he did.
Yeah, definitely. These fucking freaks.
Yep.
I guess we could just run over some quick announcements then, and just kind of preview the upcoming year here to close out.
Yeah, I'll transition to just reading straight up from my notes here, which is first order of business. Happy New Year!
Hey, Happy New Year, everybody! Hey.
Happy New Year! We already did that, so that's redundant. But Happy New Year! I'll run through it. Some announcements. All right, the launch of this podcast has been a little bumpy, but we're happy to announce we're going to be having a weekly schedule. I'm definitely not going to throw out a release day of the week.
No.
Certainly not.
That's up in the air still.
Yeah, for real. But weekly releases, honestly, it makes it easier on us when it's just a fucking habit that you're doing. Our boy COH has absolutely killed it with some scheduling, and we have got. I personally don't want to spoil who. But we've got some fucking banger guests loaded up here.
Some heavy hitters for sure. Yeah, I'm excited.
Some heavy hitters. I'm really excited about it. I'm hoping that can help us just get our numbers out and get us out to more people. And in that same vein, we're on Apple Podcasts now. Apple Music or whatever. I actually don't use Apple products.
I don't either. Yeah, I got us on there though because I feel like a lot of people do.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because I literally have an iMac that I do video editing with because I just like Final Cut. But that's like the only thing, and I feel like that only half counts.
I mean, okay. Full disclosure, I'm also recording this actively on a MacBook Air, but it's not mine.
Exactly. It's not yours, so
I'm borrowing it.
We still got our dignity. So we're on all of that. I think we're on all the main heavy hitters. But if anybody has any any input on platforms, because I remember you popped into the Rare Candy Discord and people were giving you some feedback just on some platforms that we should be on and shit like that, right? And so if anybody has any platforms that we're not using, or something like that, something we can be tightening up on with that stuff, or even just general feedback. We're small enough right now to where me putting out this request I don't think is something I need to worry about. And then in the future we can just take the fucking episode down if people are going to do that. But
next time we get a Vanity Fair shout out.
Exactly. If anybody's got any feedback, anybody's got any comments or concerns, I have finally gotten back on Twitter after my full year break. I'm feeling spiritually ready for it. And I'm now at Risen Slav. As I'm saying this, I literally have 2 followers. I think Glenn and Jeremy Lafredo are following.
Let's go. Those are the boys.
Those are the boys. But I'm going to be on there to a limited extent. I'm not putting it on my phone or anything. But if anybody's got any concerns, and additionally in that way, I was thinking, you and I had quite a lot of ideas that we had kind of bounced around a bit in our heads when we were back on the Fed post.
Yeah.
And might as well just execute on a lot of that shit now. So I was thinking, we do movie episodes. I was even thinking we do something like a book club at some point.
Absolutely, like book club or reading list or something.
Book club would be a banger. One time I did some videos of me playing video games, and I kind of liked that. And I think if I maybe invested a little bit more into that, that could be something cool. But again, if anybody has ideas about that, also just DM me because our account that we're operating on right now. These people are sick, got banned because COH's IP address.
Yeah, I'm permanently banned so rigorously.
Exactly. We have a baby account right now, and we have a baby podcast right now. So just hit me up with that, or just to call me a faggot. I guess somebody's gonna do.
I
hope so, dude.
Yeah, I deserve that.
It wouldn't be right if not.
Exactly. Anyways, that's all I basically got. I kind of just did all the talking there.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, I think you covered it all. We're just going to be trying to hit the ground running this year. Hopefully get some people who maybe haven't switched over from the Fed Post, maybe get, in their ear a little bit, try to get some new guests on, get in front of new people, and try to just kind of get more comfortable doing, more creative projects like Slav was talking about, branching out a little bit. And yeah, just really thankful that you guys have tuned in. If you have, and if you came over from the Fed Post, thank you for sticking with us. If you're new, we appreciate you, and not sure how you found us, but we appreciate you. Um, and yeah, Happy New Year, guys. I hope everyone's family is well, and I hope great abundance for everyone in the coming year.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, I guess we can end it there, and then we can check in with you folks next week.